fact that nothing matters, you scared the life out of me when I heard this message first. But now it's the most exciting thing about it.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, wow, yeah.
It's changed around, like. Because I always thought that life has to have a meaning.
Yeah.
I grew up very religious and, you know, I grew up, my family were very religious and, you know, God has a plan for your life and find what your life is meant to do, you know.
Yeah.
Some people, I mean, so in Ireland especially, usually in the family one person might become religious, and the family would take that as a thing of pride that one son or daughter became religious, you know, in a way to become a priest or a nun, you know what I mean, and if you do that, it's like a badge of honour or whatever. So. But the whole thing, this message just completely has taken that away, and it's just...
yeah. It doesn't have any meaning. What's happening, it has nothing to do with that person. There's no one inside. It's just what's going on. And it's like the table or being religious. There's no meaning at all. Yeah.
Because religion, when I now see it as like, it's like this construct we have to make some sort of importance of ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm important. I can tell you about God, or I can... It's such arrogance, like, I mean...
Yeah, it seems something is better than something else. That's in the story. It's most of the time, and it's not even that, but it's also about me, because I know better. It's me, and I want to be someone who's respected or loved or seen or anything.
I have something.
That's the story. The story of me is always about that, trying to find recognition.
Significance,
and all that. Significance. Yeah.
With this message,
and this is completely destroying everything. So there can be a fear, because that's can be so embodied and it's my life, or it's really there, and it can be a relief too, of course.
Well, I know you say that there's no progression in this, like, or it's just what's happening, but for me, I was scared. I was scared when I heard it first. I heard Tony Parsons first and Jim Newman back in the middle of COVID. And that's like 2019, or no, a year after COVID, the lockdowns, and I just scared. I just had to turn it off. I couldn't listen to it. But now it's like I'm traveling. I come to Prague here. You know what I mean? That's the most exciting message ever.
Yeah, that can be amazing. Yeah.
But it's funny, isn't it?
Yeah, it's funny how that goes. Yeah.
I'm like addicted to non-duality.
Welcome to the club.
You said that you can get fear, or you can be released.
But there's no someone getting fear. Yeah. There can be fear, but that's nothing special about that. Here there can be fear too. Fear is not mine, it's what is happening, apparently. So there can be apparent fear. It's that, like the table, there's nothing special about anything. And it's not yours.
Or there can be a relief.
Yeah, but that's only in the story of that because we're so busy with looking at ourselves and what was it before and how is it now. There's no before. So there's just fear, or there can be like no tension, but when there's no tension, there's no one looking, so what? Nothing matters. It's not saying that to yourself, because that's the new concept. Some people are saying nothing matters, but that makes everything flat. But it's in another way. It's like nothing matters. It's more like nothing matters. It's like it's this or that. There's nothing more important than anything else. It's not about me. It's not about my life. There's nothing happening in my life. There is already no you. But no you doesn't mean in my life, in this life, there is no you. No, that's everything is destroyed, or in that way you could say. There's nothing left. Nothing. So there's no life of Rose or Eva or anything. There's sitting. That's everything. Apparently.
Yeah,
and it's an appearance also.
These these feelings kind of change throughout the time. So there can be fear sometimes. Sometimes there is a relief.
Yeah.
But for example, for me now, it's like I don't trust it. I
Uh,
think it's bullshit.
there can be those thoughts. There can be
it's all
thoughts.
changing all the time.
Yeah. But thoughts, it's energetic, so there can be thoughts that can be like, but also thoughts don't have any meaning. It's just thoughts.
It's just a thought. Yeah.
That's it. Can be, and we attach so much meaning and importance at thoughts, and we listen to that or things like that.
And
That's
it's
a
funny
thought.
to watch this, you know, that
Mm.
the same message can bring so various opinions.
Hmm.
So
But it's not
obviously
about
it
that the
does-
message brings that.
It cannot be true or anything.
No, there's
any
no.
of this.
No.
Yeah.
Well, no. Truth is also only in the story, because we think like this is true and this is not true, and how can we know? But it's about knowing and all that. There's nothing happening. There's this. That's everything. It's that, or that floor, or sitting. It's not for anyone. It's an appearance. It's not even real. It's that. That's everything. It's not like in my life or in this story. We so much using that. Yeah, in the story it's like that. The story, there is no story. It's a dream. This is everything. Tabling. It's that.
But an exposure, yeah?
Yeah.
Would you say it's an exposure of the, like what you're saying, the words you're saying, I
Yeah.
love them, they resonate a lot, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're exposing the delusion, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. The
Which is-
myth about
that's why
what's going
That's why
on.
we were addicted to it, I think.
Yeah. It's so strong. It's not even addicted. It's just that belief can be so embodied. So it's so the normal way. It's not even noticed. It's just like that.
The words are shaking it, and they're shaking the belief, they're challenging
Yeah,
the
yeah,
beliefs.
yeah. Yeah, can be. Really, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where something, if you're talking, there can be like, oh, or that, and you don't even know what's going on, but there can be being tired, there can be all kind of
Oh, yeah.
responses, reactions. Yeah.
But what's happening here now is okay, that belief, I can chuck that, and they're all being challenged,
Yeah, yeah.
and there's quite a relaxed attitude about it, where,
Mm.
like I said, when I heard it first, it was like, sheer
Yeah.
panic, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
So Rosemarijn, now it's very important to topic in my country, for example, maybe everywhere, it is war in Ukraine and COVID, for example.
War?
COVID or war
COVID?
in Ukraine, you know, it's very...
Or the war.
all
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
time, you know, now
Oh,
I'm speaking.
yeah.
So actually all people make ideas about what's happened, but what's happened without any reason.
But there's no war, there's no world.
Yeah, but in the story it seems
Yeah, but
to be like the war.
in the story you can be busy with anything,
Yeah.
and it jumps on anything
Yeah.
because there's always something not right, and
I
it's
know,
always the
but
same
all
story.
the time to make another story about what was good or no good and how good, you know, it's for nothing. It's just story talking.
Yeah, it's entertaining. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Only from different view of a different person. But
They're being busy with something
Yeah.
and
yeah,
just
just
nothing.
talking about some story.
And they're sitting,
Yeah.
and they're talking about war, and they're
Yeah.
sitting.
Yeah.
That's everything. Yeah.
And they are even almost fight together between each other because you are right, I am not right, you know.
Of course,
And actually
that's-
it's for nothing, you know, just talking about nothing.
Yeah, but when there's me, there's
Yeah.
always right and
Yeah.
wrong, so there will be that same
And
story
spend
again.
time and money and everything with that,
Yeah,
talking
of course
about
it's-
nothing.
But there's nothing happening.
Yeah, yeah.
It's an appearance. It's an appearance. It's just not real. So where are we talking about? There's even no world. Where's the world? There's this. There's no outside. We're so... The brain can abstract. So there's something going on. Like, oh, and there's something behind. There's something before. There's something over there. It's the brain. There's nothing wrong with it. But there is no distance. So there's nothing outside. There's this. Plants. Floor.
So
Sensation.
So somehow more and more in story we speak about this old people, it's more and more stories. Somehow in the story.
When there's being in the story, when there's me, there's everything seems real. So that's how it's going. Because when everything is real, it's suddenly like, oh, there's on the television or somewhere there's, oh wow, there's something going on and that's real too. So I feel frightening. I have I want to feel safe, so I have to do something about it, and it's the same story again. It doesn't matter if it's about war or money or. It's always something. It's endless. It's always the same story. It's in a different issue, but it's not really happening. It's that dream of being busy with something. They're sitting and there's really being busy with that, and the phone rings. The story is gone. And then, hello, and the whole story is gone. It's just
warning.
Yeah.
It's funny.
So, yeah. It's already complete. That's amazing, because we're so busy with it's not complete. It has to change, and I can do that, or someone else has to do that, and all that, because that belief that I am able to choose and to make things happening. There's already no one. So, and it's not even that you can't change. There's no need, because it's already what it is. It's neutral. It's an appearance of streets, body. It's that. It's that. Very simple. So simple. And that's the freedom. It doesn't mean anything. It's just a feeling. Yeah? Can happen. It's not even real. That feeling. Also pain or sadness. It's also an appearance. So we think everything is real. So I feel it, so it's real. And then hearing, it's an appearance of that feeling, and it's even not there. You can't even, that's impossible to understand. You don't need to.
I suppose it's very convincing that it's real, because things they look solid, isn't it?
Yeah, sure.
And you have a memory, and you have a, like I come from Ireland, as far as I know where I'm going to get on the plane and go back and go to my house and live and work there.
Yeah.
And it all looks very real.
Yeah, of course. That's...
And my brain is saying...
Well, when those beliefs are
challenge
there,
here, isn't it?
But those beliefs can be very strong. It's so embodied and so energetic.
Yeah.
And when those beliefs are shaken and not that strong anymore, it's suddenly like, oh, I'm not sure. There's something...
Well, there's a relaxedness about it. That's really amazing.
And how that's going, you can't even understand.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
But it seems to still work, even though you don't even know.
Yeah, yeah.
Life still goes on, even though...
Yeah, everything goes on.
You can't grab it.
Yeah. But it's an appearance, so it's... How can... It's a miracle. It's how is it possible? How that's all going? We're thinking everything is real.
We think we're holding it all together.
Yeah, and we're holding it together. Yeah,
it's
a lot of things, a lot of work. There's no power. There's even no power. But that whole construct, like being busy with it, it's just a dream. There's no power. That it's not that what's doing it. It's just already. So when that's lost. In that way, there's no change.
Such a relief.
Yeah. It's being busy with a dream which doesn't have power at all, or meaning, or anything importance. But it's so convincing when everything seems real. It's so convincing. that free will is so there can be a lot of clarity about this, but that free will can subtly just be there in a subtle choice or on that. It's so strong.
Would that, like you said, sometimes fear comes there. Would that, like, it would never come back and say, oh.
But it's not mine. It's just happening.
Yeah.
Like there can be fear or anger or any feeling. It's not mine.
Rose being afraid or anything. It's just.
No, it has nothing to do with the body or
it can
the.
Stick up. It can.
No, it's not. It has nothing to do with the body.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with Rose. There is no Rose, and the body isn't real. So it's just happening somewhere, like flies and emotions and tables. It's just that.
Amazing.
And when they're saying the feelings are apparently there, it seems like maybe for some people it's like, then it's not that strong or all that. It's maybe even stronger. That sensation or that feeling can be really like that.
Oh yeah.
And in the same way it's not real. It's so like, how can, and it's really going on. It's amazing. Or subtle.
I jammed my finger in a door yesterday, like one of those sliding doors. This nail, just yesterday. And the pain, it was cold as well, it was kind of icy.
Yeah.
The pain was unbelievable.
Yeah.
But I just remember, I think it was something, I was just kind of saying, like, that's pain. It's not my pain, it's just pain. Like, it was interesting.
But there can be a concept of that, hearing that pain is still a little bit of a concept. Yeah. And that doesn't matter, but it's just saying it.
Yeah, no.
And when everything is lost, it's just not even, it's nothing coming up about it anymore. But that can be really strong and then not that strong anymore. So there can be, in that way, it seems like a change.
Yeah.
But it's not about your life. It's not about the change. We're so like, oh, there's a change because I'm not so involved anymore, or I'm not doing that anymore. There is no there's no development.
Yeah.
And we are so wanting that development because we want that it's coming closer or something like that.
Yeah.
It isn't.
But at the same time, it appears to be that, like, I mean, I still listen. I listen to a lot of stuff on YouTube or whatever. And it just appears to bring relief for some reason. You know what I mean? Listening or whatever.
Yeah, can be
resonating. It's like, and then we have this kind of non-dual network of people. It's like you have. But
it's not only about relief, because that subtly me wants to feel more relaxed and more happy.
Yeah.
Life isn't about that. Life is everything.
It can be negative as well.
It's not negative. It's like there can be pain.
Yeah.
It's unconditional love paining or life paining. Yeah. What's wrong with that?
Yeah. It's just probably not as socially exciting.
Yeah, that's something going on. Like that's so.
You're not
so
going to be
happy.
socially accepted when you're going around depressed all day.
Yeah, but we so can be involved about the society or other people, and that's behaving. It's about that.
It's
We're
more
so busy.
Of the me, you know?
But there never has been someone. So there's no one. There's never been someone. So that's what's happening, and there can be pain or anger or anything.
Yeah.
It's not about accepting or all those stories about being outside of the group and what we are busy with. There's no group. Yeah. There's even no outside.
There's no universe and there's
No.
The only difference is you can say that with conviction, right?
Yeah.
I love the idea of it,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I can't say it with conviction.
Yeah.
Yet, you know.
Yeah.
understand?
That's it. Yeah, I can hear that. And it's energetic. That's so
That's
you
energetic.
can't creep up on this. It's so
Yeah.
energetic. Yeah. But it doesn't matter if
But I
there's.
love
if
it. I love hearing it.
Yeah. And there can be beliefs going on. Well, yeah, but so what? Life isn't interested in. Then there's beliefs. Yeah, so what? It's not about a story like in maybe someday I have no beliefs anymore. So what? There are beliefs. Then that's going on for a while. Nothing is happening. Nothing is real. It's life. So those beliefs, those ideas, it's life too, of course. So it's already complete. Also that. So there's nothing to work on. There's nothing. There's no one, of course. It can't be, but there's no need for it. Because what's going on? Belief, thoughts, anger, or busy with, oh, how can I do it? Those thoughts. Then those thoughts happen. It's energetic. So what?
Amazing.
You said there is nothing to work on, and then it comes up like, then the therapy kind of crumbles then in a way. Yeah, improving or working on different issues or I'm just reflecting on it, and since also I'm partly in the business.
Yeah, but I can be doing things, but it doesn't go anywhere. But it is not wrong to do anything. It's just what's happening. So there can be massaging or I don't know, something else. There can be talking. It doesn't go anywhere. But so what? Nothing goes anywhere. So there can be anything. But the whole meaning of it is crumbling then. But it doesn't mean it can't happen. Everything can happen. Doesn't matter. It's just, and it has nothing to do with you or have I stopped my business or not my business. There is no one. So there's just what's going on, and then it's an appearance of that. So there's no one doing or deciding that. And there's nothing wrong with anything. It can't be wrong. It's life already. It doesn't matter what it is. There can be beliefs, there can be therapy and all that. It doesn't go anywhere, but so what? Nothing goes anywhere. So there can be talking with people, yeah? Maybe the idea of helping is just crumbling down. And maybe I don't know you don't know what's going on. I don't know. There's nothing better than something else. There's no one, so there's no my life, so there's no one inside. There's not this body and there's the life of Rose or somebody else, like trying to make it in a certain way. There's no one doing that. It's just happening, and it's an appearance of that. What's going on?
And yet this expression, from what I've been a seeker a long time, looking at all sorts of stuff, from religion to everything. And Tony Parsons, it appears to me like he came out with this real radical non-dual message back in the early 90s. And I don't, it's rare, like it's like
it is rare.
Amazing. And it looks like whatever energetically, historically, you can't see it happening before in.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose people were it was touched on, but with this kind of exposure, it's kind of
Yeah.
off the charts in some ways. Like.
Yeah, it's complete another possibility. It has nothing to do anymore with the story.
Yeah.
That's so radical.
That's fairly recent as well, like, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, it's, my mind doesn't even want to accept that. Like, how could that?
Yeah.
You know. But
it doesn't matter if they are accepting or not accepting.
Oh yeah, it's like trying to work it, trying to work it out again, but it's fucking amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why sometimes I say, like what you said is bullshit, because how could I be just one person, or you know, there's very few of us talking like this, you know what I mean? It's peers that way.
Yeah.
And sometimes I get doubts saying, just am I fucking fooling myself here, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's rare. They're not. It's a small group.
Yeah.
What we see like that. Yeah.
And if you try to tell people about it, I've given up, because it's fucking you get locked up. Like, forget it.
Yeah.
You can't pass it on, right?
It's impossible.
No, but the sharing can be also without the words of non-duality, like not saying like there's no one and all that. But the sharing is that there's nothing right, there's nothing wrong. It's so
people can feel that
so
energy.
then in that way there's somewhere a longing for that. Because there's always busy with, do I do it right? So there's somewhere there's that longing for that. Right. So when there's that talking in that way, it's just
that's definitely
there's something else, but it's not her saying like there's no one or no past.
That's so true. Yeah, because it's energetically
it's
relaxed,
energetic.
I think. Or
The
story isn't such a big deal. Like.
Because when there's that still somewhere that concept, it's saying to people, you're wrong. I have the right concept, like like there's no, and then people like whoa, of course, that's the same story again about you're wrong and I'm right. It's not about being right or wrong. It's about unconditional love. It's unconditional. It's not like there should be a certain way or nothing at all.
Yes, that's it. That's the that's where it explodes everything.
Yeah.
And how come some people just don't hear that message? Most of the people don't hear that message. My brother-in-law, he pushed me to learn something about Bitcoin, and I told him, okay, I will, but you have to look at non-duality. so he really was. He was forced to look at Tony Parsons, and he was so like, what is this? This is such a bullshit. I cannot listen to this. Doesn't make sense. And he makes fun of me. Like, oh, see, there's nobody.
Just,
it didn't hit him at all.
No, that can be. Yeah, there's that. Yeah.
So some people can hear it somehow, and some not. Some don't. But why?
I don't know.
There's no answer.
But so what? It's that too. It's also when it's that unconditional. It's life too. Not hearing it. It's just the same. Doesn't matter.
It appears though there has to be an openness, doesn't there?
But it's not better than something else.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Of course, when there's an opening, there's an hearing. Well, it's not better to hear it or not to hear it. It's everything. When it's everything, it's everything. It's not like certain people not. It can't be. No. It's not about liking or saying it's okay or that's something else. You can't. No, it's not about okay. You can't say what it is, but it's an in-loveness with everything, with everyone, everything. Doesn't mean it's liking it. That's something else. There can be irritation or anything, but it's an in-loveness. It's just everything. There can be people like that. Yeah. So what? That's life. But it can be irritating or whatever. Smell. All that. Of course. So there's nothing to grasp. And that's what somewhere we want, that's something understanding, like, oh, is it like this? Or is it, oh, maybe it's that. Well, and in this situation, how is it that? And there's no answer to that. They're like, yeah, hello, give me something. And that's what's happening here. That's nothing, it's going nowhere. And it's like, yeah, I like it, but this and all that. So yeah, that's what's going on here. Of course, it's like that. It's so strong.
Yeah, sometimes during the meetings, people are throwing the names like Ramana Maharishi said that.
Yeah.
And Tony Parsons is always like, okay, could happen, but not really. And people are really like pissed.
Yeah.
Like no, he said that, or I don't know, Jesus Christ and Buddha.
Yeah.
All those names.
Yeah.
So we really wanna
Yeah.
hold on something.
Yeah, you have. Yeah, then you have learned. It's a knowledge. That's one of the strongest ones. To know what's going on. To be clear about this. Also about this. There are people who really clear can explain it beautifully, but it's just that. It's not about that. It has nothing to do with explanation. It's energetic, and that has nothing to do with the words. Also, can be sometimes a bit, but not really.
Or names or stories.
Yeah. There's no grasping. There's nothing. There's nothing left.
And it's funny, like, when you're in one of those meetings where there is an expectation, or there's this kind of, I think I'm finding here anyway, I'm more and more sensitive to it, and it's kind of repulsive, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, that doesn't sound, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, I can pick it up quicker now than I used to when I feel like I'm being taught something, or I'm being expected to do something here.
Yeah.
But when this message is expressed in that kind of non-compromising manner, it's different.
Yeah, it's a destroying of everything.
Yeah.
Every hold on, it's just. Yeah, of course.
But it's beautiful. It's like amazing. It's.
Yeah.
It gives you, like, I don't know, like it brings some sort of there's something just.
Yeah.
I can't even put words on it.
Yeah. It's alive. It's full on.
Yeah.
But you can't name it or saying how it is or all that.
Yeah.
It's that, and we're so used to that.
And there's like a temptation to get into that as well, like obviously, you know.
Yeah.
But less here now, but I you can see, like, it's like whatever the me energy wants to be able to settle into something, say, oh, I have this. And
it's so energetic. It's when that's there, it's there. It's also life doing that. Well, it's calling it into, like, that's me, come on, grasping and But it's
very
a story.
insecure or very afraid of everything or whatever. You know, me is so, I suppose when you look at it, me is just so, feels so separate, so it's looking for security, really, isn't it? Or some sort of thing that it can hold on to.
Yeah. And then there's hearing, because in the story there's so many abstract words, but we are so used to them that that's not recognized. But even like when we talk about the me is going on like that, it's already a story.
Yeah.
Because there is nothing doing that. It's just life in that way.
Yeah.
And sometimes there can be an explanation about how me is going on and how that's going.
Yeah.
But there's no importance in that too.
Amazing.
And nothing is wrong. There can be a clarifying or an explanation, of course, but just that.
And there's preferences, isn't there? Like, I mean,
There can be preferences.
You can choose a car or whatever, choose a job or clothes.
But it's not about choosing. No, there's no choice.
Would you think there's like, say you go to a restaurant tonight
Or they're saying like suddenly saying like this or that.
Like a steak or like a fish. Or
yeah, can be. But preferences, there can be preferences, but it's also assuming that there's a Rose, a life of Rose, and she has characteristics, and there's no life. There's no life of Rose. No, that's just saying, and then that.
That's the lie, isn't it? Or that's the misunderstanding.
Yeah, there can be, because it's preferences. There can be, but there's. Yeah, you can say it like that, but it's a story.
Yeah.
It can be rather drinking tea than coffee, but so what? Yeah. That wanting, that what we so focused on what I want, what you want, and all that. That's completely gone. It's not about wanting. No, life isn't interested in that. Life isn't interested in you, what you want. No, it's just energetics going like that. And we are like, yeah, what I want, what I would like to do. Okay.
I like what you say sometimes on your Zooms, life is the boss.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
There's no choice in it.
No, there's no choice. Yeah. But it's not, there's no big deal in it, because we think like, yeah, but then there's happening something maybe you don't like, or things like that. But it's everything. So it's not about, do I like it or do I not like it? It's what is apparently happening. So that there's nothing busy with, do I like it or don't I like it? It's just, that's not arising.
Rose. So, so what would you say to Elon Musk?
To
Elon Musk. Elon Musk.
Oh.
Who wants to save humanity?
There is no Elon Musk. There's that name.
By sending people to Mars.
Well, where is he? Where is he? I can't say. I don't know. It's just information that there's there about saving the planet or maybe doing anything. Yeah? It's just information. So?
Donald Trump.
It's the same story. It's a story you read or something, or you see it on the internet. Oh, wow, what's going on? And then there's, oh, watering the plants.
So settling in Mars and watering the plants is the same idea.
But watering the plants, it's what apparently is happening. That is just information. It's like, it's information. There's nothing important in that too. It's just different.
Just going to Mars looks more important.
Yeah, but some things look more important than that's the story of me, of course. Yeah, of course, because it's my life, and it's like, oh, it's threatened, and everything goes wrong now, and yeah, there's a fear. Yeah,
I'm Elon Musk. You gotta listen to me. Or Donald Trump.
Yeah.
It takes so much effort, for him to do that, and so less effort for me to water the plants. So.
But there's no planet. Where's the planet? There's this. It's an appearance. Nothing is real. That we're thinking, and that's so strong belief that everything is real. And then there's becoming something important because it's my life, my body, my circumstances, and all that. So then it's becoming like the story of right and wrong and how to behave and what to do and all that. It's an appearance. This is everything. There's no outside. What is there? It's this. This is everything. There's no meaning in anything. It's what is happening, apparently.
Yeah.
What are we talking about? There's coughing. There's the sound. There's sitting. That's already, the sitting is already like, that's life. Yeah.
Crazy.
But it's the same. It's the same. For example, if someone asks you, "Do you want coffee or tea?" You just say coffee or tea. I don't know. Yeah, it's the same. If someone asks you, "Do you prefer? Do you like Trump or not?" So you can say maybe yes or not, and doesn't matter. And it's life too. It's everything. You know, it doesn't mean that you are not any questioning or answering. For example, about this, if someone asks you.
There can be
ask you, for
something.
example,
There
do
can
you
be
prefer
coming an answer
Trump
about
or
him.
this. Maybe you can say, I don't know, even Harris, I don't know, Trump, or maybe you can say, I prefer more Trump.
Yeah.
Some people say, we don't like it, but the story would be made about that. He's
Yeah.
better or he's worse, and he win because he's more stronger, or she.
Yeah, and then the whole
this
story
is about
starts.
story of different,
Yeah.
you know.
Right.
But nothing is important. So
Yeah.
I can be talking about Trump or anything, but it's empty.
Yeah,
There's nothing serious in it. It's just empty, and I can be talking about
yeah,
whatever.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and then there's drinking coffee or
yeah.
There's supposed to be preferences, like Jim Newman, I know, didn't like Trump.
yeah.
He was voting for Harris. I was
Yeah.
saying, Jim, no, you should vote for Trump.
Yes.
It can be.
No, but it's
You
funny,
never know.
Jim had a preference, like.
Oh,
Yeah, but
can be.
there is
but
no one who can tell you.
what do you know? Yeah.
No, I just, I know
Just-
it's a fun fact.
But I can be saying that, and maybe next time it's different. I don't know.
Jim Newman
To election.
Yeah.
probably won't like me saying that. No.
Mm,
Yeah, you know, I heard him saying several times he didn't like Trump.
okay.
A
Yeah.
lot of Americans, it's split, like I think in America. Well, I know he was an amazing election,
Mm.
but the other side is a lot of, it's very polarized.
Well, it's such a story. Of course, we are just reading about it. It's just
Yeah.
information, and then you put it aside, and there's nothing happening. There's
Yeah.
just what
It just looks
I can't-
very big.
it making it very serious and really going on, and then you read it. It's only information reading it, and then there's drinking water or
You know, but it's because, okay, in my country we were polarized too, you know. But people are, for example, believe if one guy win, that he can change their life.
But it's the
This
same
is-
story every time. You
but
can.
this is why the people, it's for them it's so important, because they believe that there is someone who can change the life.
No, but it's everywhere.
Yeah.
It's for everyone. So
Yeah.
we can talking about the people. What is the
Yeah.
people? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just there when there's something going on, like right and wrong.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah.
So Rose, do you go to the elections?
Sorry?
Do you go to the elections in Holland?
No, I'm not interested.
You are not interested. And you have never been?
Yeah, when I was that before all this, there was
Yeah.
a long time ago, really long time ago. I was a fighter, so I was like, yeah, you have to do this is very important, I was like that.
But losing the meat, no preferences anymore.
No.
Because
There can be preferences,
because
but
a lot of non-dual speakers, it shows up like they have still preferences in some kind or some way.
yeah,
right?
but it's not so much in politics. I'm not so interested in that. But what in food or in all that.
Yeah, but this is also just what's showing up there. And so if they have preferences, or if it looks like they have preferences, it's just what's showing up.
Yeah, but there's not so much how I see it. It's not so much going on about feelings or all what's going on or what's happening. There's no preference in that. There can be, oh, I just rather have sun than rain. But it's, in a way, it's also empty, because I'm looking outside, oh, it's raining. And then there's going outside, and there's nothing going on about it. It's just raining.
But isn't it like also like it depends on the character of the person, or whatever we call it.
Yeah, but there can be a preference, but it's empty.
Yeah, but I just noticed that some speakers or whatever, they really have strong preferences in some fields, like if it's like their cup of tea or whatever we can call it, so if it's just the field, like, or the special topic. So they get into arguing also.
Oh?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
I don't care. There can be really thinking like, oh, I really want coffee, and then somebody saying, oh, the coffee is finished, and I'm like, oh God. Okay, then it's just, it's just that. There's no big, it's nothing is a big deal.
What I also want to say, like, it's just not a big...
no, there can be, of course,
happens,
but and then and then there's something else, of course, So.
Well, characters are different, like, I think there is such a thing as characters as well, isn't there? Some characters are more passive than other characters.
Yeah, okay.
Are more, like, you get a very strong character that doesn't bend.
Yeah, but there can be some concepts about that also. And then people have that strong thing, and that it's just characteristics. I don't know if that's like that. It's more like, it's difficult to talk like in this, but
it appears to be some people are more rigid, like they're not going to. If they have a preference, like you're not going to. If it's coffee, they're not going to drink tea. Like, okay, I'll have nothing.
There can be, there can be. Yeah, of course.
I think there's people who can be very rigid. Like.
Oh, like that way. But it can be.
Yeah,
why not? There can be not, and then drinking water or nothing. Yeah, why not?
Drink nothing.
But it's no big deal.
Make you feel bad about not having coffee for them.
No, but it's no big deal. Yeah. It's like easy, because it's when there's no coffee, and then maybe there's drinking tea, or maybe saying no, I don't want anything. Yeah, so but nothing matters. How can you say something matters? No, it doesn't. Doesn't mean you say like it's okay, because that's something else, of course.
Well, just say
it's so difficult to say how to behave, because it's so in the air. It's like, I don't know.
Well, I suppose to say more important things, like during COVID there was a huge debate in Ireland about the vaccine, who's going to take it, who's not.
Yeah.
And it was even coming into non-duality as well. There's one of the famous speakers.
But there's nothing better than something else. There can be taking a vaccine or not. So what? It's an appearance. So what are we talking about? It's not even the body is not real. So there can be taking it or not taking it. Yeah. So what? It doesn't matter. There's no right or wrong.
There could be consequences from taking it as well sometimes.
There are no consequences. There are no consequences. That's the story. That's living in time and seeing like there's something before taking a vaccine, and that's why you have pain. That's making a story. That's still believing there's time and the body is real. No.
But if you have an accident, so for the character, for the me, you have an accident, you go to hospital, you suffer from pain then because of the accident. Obviously.
Yeah, but that in the story.
In the story, well, obviously.
In the same time, that's talking in the story, talking to the doctor, because I had the accident, that's talking in the story. But in the same time, it's very obvious, it didn't happen. So it's empty.
Even if you screaming because
that's crazy.
Even if you
it's empty. It's an appearance, and it's not like knowing it, because that's different. But it's in the same time when there's everything is empty. It's full on too, but it's both. So you can't even imagine how that is, because that's together. It's empty and full together. So it's happening, and at the same time it's empty.
So even,
how can you tell?
Even if you had sex with men and you think they had baby because it was happened before?
Yeah, it's not because of that sex.
Even this is only in a story,
It's only a story.
He's not the father.
That's great.
It's funny. Is it like that when you explain that?
It's an appearance.
there is no time. There is no time. There is no any reason of something.
Yeah, well, really it is, and that's so crazy. So
crazy
nobody would believe it.
No,
but it's an appearance. So there's nothing causing anything else.
Yeah.
There's no time, and we are so into time. Everything is real. So saying that it's completely out of like you're crazy. Of course, it's proof. It's like how can you say that? And in a certain way, it's there's nothing because of anything.
And we spend a lot of time with everything.
Oh, God.
I think about everything.
Yeah.
And they discuss about this and be trouble or feel, but feelings happen. I know for no one, but somehow we think that it's everything our decision.
Yeah, but and but it's so embodied. It's so the normal way. So consequences and time and distance. It's so never questioned. So then there's this going on, and it's completely outside of the story. That makes it so radical, because it knocks every concept down. It's like, that's where there's so much what's going on here? Or a relief, oh my God, that's the freedom.
I love it. Yeah. It's worth paying €100 for it. It's worth €100 for it.
But it's also still up to the character of the me. If the me says it's a relief or it's a pain in the ass or whatever, so it
I don't care.
Also.
If it's a relief or not.
Yeah, so
I don't care. It's not about a relief. That's a development. We're so into development. Of course, it's just, there's nothing wrong with that, but it's so, it's a belief that there's time. And it's better to have more relief than tension. No, it's not better. It's what is happening, and that's what's suddenly is what's there when there's tension, and there's nothing going on trying to change it. It's suddenly like, oh, it's what's happening. It's like it's not saying what's happening. It's alive. It's like, oh, it's alive. And when there's going on like looking at it, it's like making it to something real. It's like tension. Oh my God, what is this? Oh. What I've heard and all that. And when that's not going on, it's suddenly like, oh, it's alive. It's not saying that to yourself, but it's that aliveness is that, it's, how can you say, I can't say, but it's like, yeah. And it doesn't matter what it is. It can be tension or sitting or anything or the weather or whatever. That aliveness, that's the stunning, and that's the completeness. And it doesn't matter what it is. That's so amazing. And we're so used to say like, yeah, this is it and this is not it. But that's in the story, of course. And when there's being in the story and everything is real, it's lost. It feels like it's lost because that's looking for that aliveness, that innocence, that there's something. And somewhere there's a longing for that. Because we only see it in the story, there's a longing for freedom, feeling free, or feeling in a certain way, and it's never feeling free. It's not always feeling free. So it's like it's never enough. It's never satisfying because it's not in the story. It has nothing to do with the story. And then this is talking about outside of the story, but then. You can't grasp, you can't understand, you can't, but what's going on? Because we want to understand and feel like, oh, now I'm going all right, now this is the right path or right way, or now I'm more relaxing, so that will be the good, this is a good meeting because I'm relaxing. I'm really tense, like, oh, I want to go away because this is awful, and all that, it's all that. And it's what is happening, and it's that feeling, like a certain feeling like, oh, that can happen, for sure, that does. But there's nothing going on trying to change it, and that's full on that. Look at little children. I think that's the most good example. Like they just feel like, and they fall on like that. They're nothing. They're no identity. They're not busy with it. It's just full on, and then suddenly it's gone. And then they're like, yeah, they're going, and then there's nothing going on. So that's more it. And that's aliveness. You see it. That's what the longing, when you see little children, the innocence and the aliveness, because it's not about something.
But I have a preference for feeling relaxed rather than feeling tense.
Yeah, I hear that.
My preference would be feel relaxed.
Yeah, that can be.
Surprise.
Yeah. Well, that's the story of me. It's always about relaxed and happy and.
Are you saying that you don't care, like, or there's no you, yeah, but...
No, there's nothing going on about that, no. No.
I listened to you there, the last one you came back from Vietnam and America, and you were saying how you've done so much travelling, you found it very hard, yeah? Like you travelled from America to
that can
Vietnam.
be saying that, yeah. But maybe
like,
next time I do again, I don't know.
Next time you probably have a preference, you probably felt tense and tired and jet lagged. So next time you would probably say, I'm not going to do that, yeah?
Yeah, but it can be saying that, and then I don't know what's going to be there. Maybe, yeah.
But is that not a preference, avoiding pain, like, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's talking in the story, yeah, it can be. Well, in the same time, when I'm talking like that, in the same time I think like, when I'm sitting in the plane, there's nothing going on like feeling, I don't know, there's feeling that, I don't know what I feel. It's just not being busy with it.
Yeah, it wasn't sticking.
No. So there can be that story. It's more like looking back and thinking like, oh, there was a long time. It's when you say it, it's like even like, oh, there was a story, because it wasn't really going on. Because already when I'm home, it's already forgotten that it was there. But somebody's asking, and
in the
then
conversation.
Yeah, it's more in the conversation that's going on. Yeah.
I like that response.
Yeah. Yeah. It's lost. It's not that. I'm not saying like, oh, there's tension and saying, oh, I don't care, or it's all right, or all that. There's nothing. It's not coming. Those thoughts, or it's just not arising. So there's no escape, you could say, but it's not like a big deal. It's just. That's more talking about it in meetings or so. Yeah. It's just that feeling, and there's just feeling that, and there's nothing going on, and sitting like that. Yeah, something going on.
Well, I suppose it's still, you could say it's a lot of travelling. You travelled to America, home from Amsterdam, 8 hours is that?
Yeah, but we were travelling whole the world around, so that was not a good idea. But yeah, we did it. But it's even when there's traveling, it's not like, oh, I am traveling and all that. It's sitting in that it's that plane. It's sitting in that space. We call it a plane, but I don't even know, because it's just a chair sitting, and that's everything.
You're stuck in a seat.
Sitting like this, because I'm very long. Sitting like that. Yeah, that's sitting like that. Watching a movie maybe, or I don't know, there's just nothing special about it.
Unless you go to business class and you can stretch.
Yeah, my son said, oh, I got to upgrade. My son would say, yeah, I got to upgrade in business class. I never have that.
But if you're doing all the travelling, your miles, keep your miles, because they'll upgrade you.
But you have to travel in the same company.
Yeah. No. There's a lot of them are joined.
I don't know.
A lot of them.
Yeah. But there can be being uncomfortable because you sit in a certain way, and then asking for something else. I don't know. That can be, of course. It's not like this is what's happening. So that's something else. It's just there can be, but I don't know or not.
energy appearing.
It's energy, and
craft.
that's how it's going.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with Rose or anything. It's just energy. This is also, we think that there's Rose, here there's that body, and there's maybe a knowing or something going on. This is nothing. And there's nothing appearing as that body. That's everything.
Amazing.
There's no difference. There's no difference here or there. It's just bodying, talking. We think, yeah, that talking is better than my talking. No, it's the same. That's also strange. It's just talking without
Appears
any
different,
meaning.
doesn't it? Like, where everyone has a different accent, all the bodies appear.
Yeah. That's uniqueness. That's amazing. It's life, and like that or that or that. Yeah, that's unique.
Rose, before we were talking about Tony Parsons meeting,
Yeah.
and you told me you were visiting a lot of these meetings. Do you remember how it went for Rose? From the very beginning, your expectations, and what you were thinking about from the very beginning, and how it changed during the 20
I don't
years?
know. I can't remember what I was before. It's very difficult to remember. There were a lot of expectation, and what I remember is that I was because I was like in the story. It's like there was so many me, so I wasn't knowing, like an understanding and a clarity, but I thought a clarity. In the end, I think it's not. But there was a clarity about what was going on and what he was talking about, and I could talk to other people about it in a way, in a certain way, just like friends or not friends, but people in the meeting like that. And then suddenly on a meeting, then everything, that whole knowing, that fell away, or there wasn't there anymore. So then Tony was talking, and I couldn't understand what he was talking about, and I was like, oh, I don't want this. I can't remember. It was not the whole thing, but I was.
And this happened in the very beginning or later?
No, later.
Later,
after a long time. Yeah, there were. I don't know. I think I was in that period. I was still busy with trying to heal myself and all that, and I was going to Tony Parsons, so it was both. So, yeah, it was a lot of confusion, I think, too. But in that moment, I thought it was very clear. But now I'm seeing, like, no, it wasn't really. I didn't hear a lot of things what he was talking about. Yeah.
I remember you saying how like you were involved with therapy, and it all kind of just fell away. Like it fell away.
Yeah, it's the interest was not that strong anymore, and then also the clients were not coming anymore. So there was no one coming.
It seems like the ability to practice your therapy fell away as well. Yeah? You said that. I remember you saying how you could tell, you could look at somebody and tell.
In that way, that ability, I had a talent, or
That
I
just
could
fell
say
away,
that just wasn't there anymore. Yeah, during that meeting.
That must have been scary, right?
Yeah, that was very scary because I had big groups. I was very, in that way, I was famous, and then I had big groups, and I had an ability. Then when somebody asked something and tuned in something, and I don't know how that, I can't remember how I did it, but I could tune in, and I immediately knew what was going on with that person. And then
There's probably still some of that there, is there? Like, can you?
no,
No.
I'm not busy with that. And it's like, after those meetings, I was really excited and had a lot of energy, and it was like, oh, what's going wrong? And then everything fell away, a long time, and then everything fell away, and then even, I think, like 4 or 5 years, I didn't talk about anything. But then there were coming some meetings because some people found out that there was something changing. And then there was those meetings, and after the meetings, there was not that, it was just, after the meeting, it was just the same. And I was like, did it go well? I was confused because it was so different. There was just no change, it was the same. Now I think it's about that. Yeah.
Did you enjoy the meetings as like a? I remember seeing you organised Tony in Amsterdam. Do you enjoy sitting in on a meeting?
Yeah.
So if Tony was speaking, you
yeah, I enjoyed it very much. But I was also a long time. I was really tired when he started talking. I had a long time that I fell asleep.
All right.
In those meetings. Yeah. Yeah, this body was very tense, so it was always like, and then.
Yeah, I remember someone fell asleep in Tony's meeting in London, and they woke up and they said, Tony had been asleep. And Tony said to him, yeah, you've just been, it's avoidance. Avoidance, he told me.
Yeah. I don't think it's avoiding, for me. I don't believe it's avoiding. It's just falling asleep, so it's energetic. I don't know. Doesn't matter. It's
who's avoiding that?
Yeah, I think it's more like a joke or something like that. Yeah. For me, it's like that because there is no avoiding. That's in the story. You can't avoid. How can you avoid? There's no one. So that's what's happening. Sleeping, it's energy.
And what is different of friendship? Some friends, you say, for example, you know someone, like a friend, and no. How is it from your explanation? What is it, friend?
What friend?
I mean, how you can know what some people are friends and some are no friend?
Oh, I don't know.
You don't know?
I'm not busy with that.
Yeah.
No, there's what's happening, and sometimes it's going and sometimes not. Yeah?
Yeah.
Not working it out. Yeah. Yeah. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We want to know.
No, because usually children came from school and they teach from the beginning. You must have friends. And these kind of stories.
But friends is a relation with someone.
Yeah.
That's already a story because there's no one. So that's what's apparently happening, and there's a lot of or they're sitting and then and then then that energy is going on. So it's different.
Yeah. So you cannot.
No, it's because there can be also that story about being alone, not having friends, and what's going on. Yeah. It's a story.
And it's right to have friends because really they teach at school at this. That how
but it's a story about being. It's all that. Yeah. It's sitting. It's already sitting, or that sensation. It's that. So it's so close. It's not even. It's not even close. It's not about friends, that's the story.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of, when there's a story, there's right and wrong and better and worse and not good and all that.
All the tension comes back in.
Yeah, because it's always, I have no friends, or I have a lot of friends. And, God, it's the same story. Huh?
I don't want friends.
Yeah. I don't need friends. No, that's a hand. Oh, sorry.
And it appears more spiritual not to have friends or something, isn't it? Like
in spirituals, that's more like that. Yeah, it's that, because in that spiritual, what I did is like, there's something wrong here, and how can I heal that? And then there's being busy in all kind of ways. That was what I thought. And when that suddenly there's nothing wrong, it can't be. It's that just not, then the whole thing collapses. Of course. We will have a break now?
Yeah.
Okay.
So guys,
Let's have a
we have tea, coffee and some cookies and some, so we can go to the kitchen.
Okay.
Who wants tea? You can just make yourself tea or
It's okay. I will stop.
You're still in the recording now.